everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie. Today I have a Project Pan update, and this is an exciting one because I have 4 items rolling out and 4 new ones coming in, which I'm really pumped about. Some of them were like just in the last couple days, so I'm excited to share with you. I am doing a Project 10 pan, and I do updates every other month. I am just a very light makeup user. I mean, I wear makeup, but I don't need much. I prefer to have kind of a light hand. So I found in the past that doing monthly updates, I don't know, there were a lot of months where I really didn't have anything to update. So I'm enjoying doing these every other month updates a lot more. So let's go ahead and dive in. I've got my cheat sheet here with my uses. I do track the count, like the number of uses. And then I also will be inputting clips from the last update so we can see some visual progress and some pans and things like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. The first thing I have is the powder foundation I've been working on. So this is from the L'Oreal brand. It's the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I really enjoy these. I've had quite a few of these. So this was the shade 20 Ivory. I put this in last month, so you can see it's all empty now. I'll put a comparison of what I had left. It took me 37 uses to finish this up from when I brought it in last time, which is good for me to know. I mean, this is kind of my primary foundation complexion type product. I really love the powder foundation of it because I'm oily skin and I enjoy that I can kind of build it up if I want, or it can be more sheer. So really enjoy this. I'll keep, purchasing it and all that, but it's good to kind of go through them, especially now because I'm starting to get a little bit of, sun in with my walks and sitting outside, that we have nicer weather, that this shade was getting too fair for me. So I was happy to finish that up. So that's the first rollout. And I finished that powder foundation on May 3rd. So just, 2 weeks ago or so. Okay, next I want to talk about my 2 highlighters. So these have a usage goal with them. I am working on, they're both from ColourPop. So this one is called Lunch Money and this one is called Monster. I would like to use both of them 50 times in this project. These are both, kind of a cream based product. So they are getting older. So I want to just have a little bit of a last push to get some usage out of them. So we'll start with Monster here. I did hit pan on Monster. So that's kind of new and exciting. I mean, it was right there, and these aren't the hardest things to hit pan on. So for Monster, I have a total of 38 uses. So I used it 26 times since the last update. I have started to use this both as like a face highlight and also as an inner corner highlight. Actually, I've done it with both of them. So sometimes, depending on the eye look, I might get use out of both of them in the day if I use one for the inner corner and one on my cheek highlight. So that's been good. So that's Monster. This one is Lunch Money. I haven't hit pan yet, but I'm, super close to hitting pan. I have used Lunch Money 30 times in this project, so an extra 25 times since the last update. So these are going well. We're both in the 30s. The goal is 50 uses. So 20 uses or less left on these for the project. And I will be decluttering these at the end of the year just because we're getting up to the expiration point on them. And I do tell a difference in the formula. I mean, it's not breaking me out or it doesn't smell funny, but it's just not as easy to work with as it was when it was brand new. So happy to be working through those. So those will be staying in the project. All right, let's talk about some blushes next. I had 2 blushes in. I had a powder and a cream. So let's talk about the cream first. This is the ColourPop blush sticks in the shade Cool It. I really enjoy this. It's kind of just a cool toned pink. It's really great as I'm wearing more pinks and purples. So let me look here. I used it a total of 26 uses, 18 times since the last update, so I've used it quite a bit. And I do have a tracker here of the usage. I'm not expecting to finish it up, obviously, but you can see a little mark there of the progress I've made since the last update. So it is nice to know that it's, going down, but it's not something that is going to be used up by any means. So again, this was used, what did I say? 26 times. The goal is 40 uses on this product. So I'm over halfway now, which is great. So it'll be staying in, and I hope to have it kind of used up to that goal by the next update so I could, swap something else in. The other blush I have had in the project is this powder blush from Milani. I love this one. I talk about it every time. It's just so great for fair skin. This is the Rose Powder Blush in shade 01 Romantic Rose. I adore this. So I haven't hit pan yet, but I have worn away the embossing on there quite a bit. So it's getting flatter and flatter as I, work through it. So my goal was to use it 40 times. I did hit the 40 use mark, and then I stopped using it, and I've switched on to other things. So this one is successfully completed for my project pan. I like doing, color face products with usage goals so that I can rotate through. And I, definitely got a good use out of this in the first part of the year when it was still winter for me. So very happy with that, but this will be rolling on out of the project pan. Let's see here. Let's talk about my bronzer next. This is the bronzer that will not die, but I love it. So I'm okay with it. I've talked about it in the past. I might end up repurchasing this. You never know. So I'll put on the screen what it looked like last time. This is where we're currently at. So this bronzer now has 69 uses this year, and I used it 43 times since the last update. So, I'm definitely wearing it every time I wear my makeup. And the product around the edges is getting thinner and thinner, especially on this side. It's kind of like, it's pretty close to cracking because I can see under the product where the bristles of my brush must be just kind of hitting. So I do think that this is getting pretty close to getting, a little busted up. My plan is once it does crack on its own, I will probably just repress it into the center to make it easier to use up. So if that happens sometime before the next update, I'll take photos so we have, record of what it looked like when I repressed it and then the new pan. But it's going strong. I will say, for e.l.f., which is a drugstore product, and price point, this has worked really well for me. The packaging broke, but I think that's to be expected. I've had this for, I think this is my 5th year owning it. So it has lasted me. But again, I'm so fair that I don't need a ton of bronzer. So it doesn't surprise me that this is taking a long time. All right, let's talk about my other powder product and then we can move into lip products. So the last powder product I have comes from this Hourglass quad here. This was a limited edition quad that they put out a few years ago. I think I saw that Hourglass is coming out with quads again, and I would totally buy another one. I feel like the quad is very travel friendly. The 6-pan palettes that they do are just a little big, but if I could find a quad from them again, I would totally buy it because I have loved on this thing. It is my go-to travel. Anytime I'm packing a makeup bag, this is in it. And it's my bronzer, my blush, my highlight, under eye powder, and I don't pack any of the other products. I just use what's in here. So anyway, all that to say, I was working on the under eye setting powder in here, and I have in fact finished it. So I'll let you see what it looked like in comparison to last month. But I'm so happy to have this done. I finished this on April 21st, so pretty early in this panning period. And it took me, let's see here, I had 63 uses this year, so an extra 30 uses from the last update, and now it's gone, which is great. I do have a little mini of a similar shade. The shade in here is called Soft Light, but it's not offered as an actual individual. As a limited edition color, I suppose. So anyway, I have a similar color in a little single that I'm using now, which is great, and I love it. But it makes me happy that I finally finished one all the way up. And I have hit pan on the bronzer and the highlight in here too. My plan is once the e.l.f. bronzer is done, I want to finish this bronzer up. And that's why I say, I would totally buy another one of these because I'm getting a ton of use out of this. And I love it for travel. So anyway, this is rolling out. Very exciting. And we'll see how long it takes me to hit pan on the other one. I'm not going to bring that other powder in at this point, but it should last me a little bit. I really only use it under my eyes and if I have a certain spot of concealer that I want to make sure is really set. But I don't use a ton of the product, so it should last me. Okay, so that brings me to lip products. So I've got 3 lip products in the project pan. I've finished one of them, so let's start there. This is the I Heart Revolution Marie Gloss. This was from the Aristocat collab, collection, whatever you want to call it. I have used the heck out of this. I've used as much as I can. The stopper naturally came out. I normally am not a person that pulls the stopper out, but I have, I don't know, I was put in that situation. So I have dug as much as I could. I'm sure if I really scraped, I could get one more use out of it, but I just don't have time for that. So this is officially empty, which is fantastic. Another gloss down. I used it here at my desk quite a bit. That's kind of how I got through it. I just had it sitting here. This is where I work from home every day. So throughout my day, if I needed to reapply a lip product quick before I jumped on a video call or whatever, it was nice to just have something here. So I think I will employ that strategy going forward with some other lip products that we'll talk about here in a moment. Oh, and I forgot to mention for the Marie Gloss, I used it a total of 38 times this year, an extra 25 times since the last update. So putting it here at my desk really, really helped. Okay, now onto the other lip gloss. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Sweet Mouth lip gloss. I did go back and look at previous videos to kind of get a sense of where it was when I brought it in. So I don't know that I was really making these marks before, but this is where it's at right now. So you can see good consistent progress. I am almost done with this one. So what I think I'm going to do is bring it here to my desk and finish it up here. So from last time, I've used it 26 more times since the last update for a total of 49 uses in this year's Project Pan. So I do think if I leave it at my desk, I can finish it up by the next update. It's a really pretty neutral gloss. Like it will go with anything. I don't even have to be wearing a full face of makeup to wear this. So I think that's a good strategy to employ to just kind of get it finished up, that last little push. So really happy with that and excited to hopefully have this done by the next update. And then the last lip product I have and the last product of this group to show you is my lipstick. So this is from the brand Revolution, and this is the Velvet Kiss Lip Crayon in the shade Chauffeur. Now, I really like this shade. It's been kind of a go-to for a while, so I'm working on finishing it up. This is what I currently have left, and I do have a tracker in my planner I can show you in a moment. So, I mean, I still have a good amount left, but it is definitely less than what I started with. What I've been doing is just every day when I do my makeup, it's the first lip product I put on. I don't always reapply, but at least I'm getting one use every makeup application. So this is what the tracker looks like in my planner. As you can see, we've made a good little chunk of progress there when I measured it this morning. So feeling good there. From the last update, I used it 37 times. So now we have a total of 69 uses this year. So I think it's probably got, I don't know, another 70 or 80 uses, which sounds crazy because of how little it is, but it's just, you know, you don't need a lot. And yeah, we'll see. I might end up moving it into my bag a little bit more to reapply throughout, you know, the day when we're out and about. But I also know that we're coming into summer and I naturally just wear a little bit less makeup in the summer. So I'm just going to say I want to use this up by the end of the year. That's what the goal is going to be, because I do expect my usage of really any makeup to dip as we get into June, July, August. Just because, you know, I'm like more sweaty. I'm going into the lake to go swimming a lot more. I just don't wear as much makeup during that, you know, true summer months here where I live. So we'll see what that means for the Project Pan, but this one I don't expect to be done in the next update or anything like that. Okay, so I've got 4 items rolling out. So I've got the blush that I hit my usage on. I've got the powder foundation that I finished up all the way. I've got the under eye setting powder that I finished up all the way, and the Marie lip gloss that I used up all the way. So very, very pleased there. And let me introduce you to what I'm going to be rolling in for those spots, so that I always have at least 10 items that I'm panning at a time. So the first item is a face primer. This is my favorite face primer. It's from Fenty Beauty. It is the True Matte Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. I highly recommend this. If you don't like a silicone-based primer, but you have oily skin, check this out. It does come in a mini size if you want to try like the little sampler first. I have another full size and I have one mini that's almost done and then another full size mini because this is the only primer I use now. So I would like to focus on finishing this one up. I mean, I'm using it every day. It shouldn't be that difficult, but this is where we are starting. So I'll just kind of give the camera a second to focus here. So, you know, we're at the bottom. There's not that much left, but I will track the usages. I do think it would be interesting to know, you know, this is the equivalent of 30 uses, 40 uses, whatever that number is. This is a primer. Like I was saying, even though I don't wear a ton of makeup in the summer, I do still sometimes like to just put a primer over my SPF and everything, just to kind of help with the oil control. I might not even wear that much other makeup, but I still do find value in this product. It does help me with my oily skin quite a bit. So I'm going to be rolling this in. The goal is to finish it all the way up. The next product I have is another lip gloss. So this is the CoverGirl Yummy Gloss. I got this last year and I didn't quite finish it all the way up. So now that it is summer, I want to bring it back out and try to finish it up. So there is not a ton left in the product. I definitely think it's doable to finish by the end of summer. Last year, I just kept this in my bag and it was my go-to lip product. I may do that again, but it is a little sticky. So I might just leave it at my desk as well. I'm kind of thinking if I can finish up the Fenty gloss, then this can become my new desk gloss. And that's how I can use it up, because I just don't love having to wipe just a little bit of remnants of lip gloss out of the inside of my bags, you know? So anyway, that is what I'm going to be working on. I don't think I said it, but the shade is Glamingo Pink 400, in case maybe you want to pan it with me. So we'll see how long this takes, but the goal is to finish it all the way up. Okay, and then I've got two products that are not going to be finished up. First one is a blush. So this is actually a brand new blush to me. I got it in April for the Sephora sale, and I've used it a couple of times. It is from Hourglass, and it's in the mini size. I love that they offer a mini size. So this is the shade Diffused Heat, and this is what it looks like. So it's got the nice kind of swirl there. So my goal is going to be to use this 40 times, just kind of how I've been doing with the other blushes. I think that this is going to be a really easy blush to wear this summer. It's got a nice kind of, I can use it pretty light. You might not even see that it's there, but it's nice that it builds up. So if I want it to be more bold, I can do that. Or if I just want a quick, you know, flush, I can do that too. And that's the kind of formula I really like. I have used up a couple of Hourglass blushes in the past. I really love the Mood Exposure, I believe it's what it's called. I've gone through two of those. So I want to try something, you know, a little bit brighter for spring, summertime, and I think this is a great time to bring it in. So the goal is going to be to use it 40 times. Again, I also have my cream blush to kind of finish up my 40 uses on. So it's nice to have two in my makeup basket and I can just pick between one or the other. It helps with my decision fatigue, and it still gives me choice. So these are going to be the two blushes that I have in my current makeup basket for me to select between. And then the last product I'm going to bring in is another highlighter. This one is also from the I Heart Revolution and Aristocat, you know, collection. This is in the shade Duchess. This is a really pretty highlighter, but it is too dark of a gold for me to use on my face. I'll give you a swatch here because it doesn't really look like that in the pan, but on my skin, you can see right there, it's just a little too dark for my face, but I love it as a body highlight. So I use a kabuki brush. I will hit like the tops of my shoulders, the front of my shins, just depending on what I'm wearing to add a little bit of glow and sparkle, maybe across the chest a little bit. So I'm just gonna see how much I can use this throughout the summer. So my plan is to roll it out in the September update. So I'm doing an update here in May. The next update after that will be in July and then September. So that's basically the whole summer season. And I just want to see how much I can use out of this. So we're going to be tracking the uses. I don't have a usage goal because I don't want to I don't know. I just don't really want to do that for this one. I just want to see what I naturally reach for because I'm not sure if it makes sense for me to have a body highlight when I have other highlighters. Like, could I just use those other highlighters on my body? I don't know. So that's why I want to kind of see how often do I specifically reach for something that's just for my body that I can't use on my face. And then it might help me make a decision later on if I want to continue to have a body highlighter or if I just want my normal highlighter to serve that purpose. So anyway, it's a little bit of an experiment, but I'm excited to bring this in. I definitely wore it last year and the year before. So I know, I mean, there's quite a bit of wear in there. You know, if I could hit pan, that'd be cool, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that at all. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on for this highlighter. So that rounds up this Project Pan update. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how your Project Pan is going down below in the comment section. I'm really just happy with the progress I've made, and I'm excited to roll these new products in to have, you know, a little bit of a fresh perspective of items to work on, but still know that I'm working on using up what I already have. So thanks again so much for watching. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.